Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first of my videos that you're seeing. I'm Blue and I like to talk about figure skating. The assignments for the Grand Prix series were released yesterday, so we're going to discuss them in this video and go over them event by event and discipline by discipline. I hope that clip at least partly helped to explain the Grand Prix series. There are 6 international senior events and skaters can do up to 2 of them, and their placements at their event or events results in an overall ranking, and the top 6 skaters in each discipline at the end of the 6 events are then invited to the Grand Prix final, where they can compete for that medal as well. The skaters invited to these events are based on the results from the previous World Championships, so the top 12 in each category are guaranteed 2 assignments. Junior world medalists can also be selected if they're age eligible and have moved up to the senior level, and then competitors get the points in the Grand Prix event that qualify them for the final by how well they place. So now let's go into the events. I'm going to start with the men's event and go through Skate America all the way through to the Cup of China, and then I'll do the same for the other disciplines. Of course, these are not final because there are some skaters that have yet to be decided, and they are the host pick skaters. So, for example, at Skate America, they have yet to choose a third man to represent the US, as have Japan for the NHK trophy, and China for the Cup of China. At Skate America, based on last season, I think it's Ilya Malanin's to kind of win or lose. So he would be, at this stage, my favourite for gold going in. I think Kao Miura from Japan has a good chance of medaling. I'm not sure if he could necessarily challenge Ilya at the moment, but we don't know. In terms of bronze, it depends very much on what condition some of these skaters are in, and I guess their momentum leading up to these events. This time last year, I would have possibly said Kevin Amos for the bronze medal, but as we saw with his skate at Europeans, I mean, I wouldn't want to bet on him. If Koshiro Shimada or Nozomu Yoshioka from Japan skate cleanly, I think they could possibly get the bronze. One of them could possibly get the bronze, as could Denis Vasiljevs from Latvia if he skates as well as he did at the Sheffield Grand Prix. Next up is Skate Canada, and again I think this is Ilya Malanin's to win or lose. He might be tired doing back-to-back competitions, as in one in America, one in Canada, in consecutive weeks, but then also hopefully the time difference between Texas and Halifax isn't too bad for him. I guess we'll have to see. I guess that's something him and his team have probably thought about. Skate Canada will see Jason Brown back on the Grand Prix stage after, I think it's been 2 seasons since he last competed in the Grand Prix series. In terms of medals, of course, I would say Ilya Malanin is very likely to get a medal. I think Shun Sato or Sota Yamamoto could challenge for medals, as could Junwan Cha from Korea, possibly Gabriel Frangipani from Italy, and if he has a good day, Roman Sadowski from Canada. Also, potentially Steven Gogolev from Canada, but he's very much up and down. Although most men are a bit up and down, so... At the Grand Prix de France, I think Adam Siohim-Fa is going to be the favourite for gold, or he's who I would say is possibly the favourite for gold going in. For other medals, I think it's fairly open, to be honest. I mean, a lot of these skaters have the potential and have scored very well in the past, but they are also quite inconsistent. I would love to see Kazuki Tomono on the podium from Japan, Nikolai Momola from Italy. I'd love to see a comeback from Boyang Jin from China. If he has a good day, Camden Polkinen could also challenge for a medal. I should say I'm not counting anyone out. These are my predictions sort of several months before the actual competition, so we'll see what happens closer to the time. For the NHK trophy, I think Yuma Kageyama will be the main favourite going in, although with Kalmiura as well, it could probably be a battle between those two for silver and gold, or that's what I would say at this stage. I think Jason Brown could medal. I think Gabriel Frangipani could medal. I think Matteo Rizzo could medal. And depending on his condition, I think Stephen Gogolev or Adam Hagara could medal. Yuma then has another competition. So he also has back-to-back assignments, but instead of them being America and Canada like Ilya's, they're a bit nastier in that they're Japan to Finland, which is a bit of a nasty time jump. Hopefully he'll be able to make it work and it will be alright. I would still at this point put Yuma as my favourite for gold at the Finlandia trophy. I think for other medals, again, Sota Yamamoto, Junwan Cha, Kazuki Tomono, and then we'll have to see about Kevin Amos, and we'll also have to see about Daniel Grassel, who is down to compete but hasn't been seen in competition for a while due to missed doping tests. And then, of course, we have the final event, the Cup of China. So again, I think Adam Siohimfa will probably be the favourite going into this. Shun Sato could medal, as could Matteo Rizzo, Nikolai Momola, potentially Boyang Jin, Mikhail Shidorov, and Denis Vasiliev. I honestly think this is quite an open competition, so I will be looking forward to the Cup of China as well. If anyone would like to finance me going to the Helsinki competition, though, please do. I would love to go to that one, I think, or potentially Skate Canada. So Finlandia or Skate Canada. If I had to predict at this stage who I think would be in the Grand Prix final, I would predict Ilya Malinin, Yuma Kageyama, and Adam Siohimfa. For the other three skaters, I'm not really sure because it depends on how individual competitions go. I would say Kalmiura or Shun Sato could be there as well, as could Sota Yamamoto, Junwan Cha, potentially Matteo Rizzo. I mean, maybe Jason Brown as well. So we will have to see. But I think those first three are I'm fairly confident they will be in the final, barring issues. So now I'm going to move on to the women. For me, I always find that the women's events are a little bit harder to predict because, well, compared to the men, because although the men are generally more or like all over the place and chaotic, there is sort of some that I expect will be more chaos than others. When it comes to the women, though, they're all pretty close a lot of the time, so it can be hard to predict. For Skate America, I, at this stage, would probably say Isabola Vito has a good chance of medaling, if not winning. I think, depending on their conditions, Heian Lee, Young Yu, potentially Rinka Watanabe, or Nina Pinzarone could all medal. I am also looking forward to the comeback of Wakabe Higuchi, and I very much hope she gets a medal. So that will be interesting to see. Skate Canada will have the return of Alyssa Liu for the US, and I would love to see what condition she's in. If she's anywhere close to where she was during the Olympic season, she could challenge for a medal. I think the favourite going into Skate Canada, though, will be Kaori Sakamoto. Hana Yoshida and Yelim Kim could also potentially medal, as could Rino Matsuike. And next up is the Grand Prix de France, and I think this is quite a stacked field, to be honest. The main medal contenders in my mind at the moment are Luna Hendricks, Anastasia Gubanova, and Mai Mihara, but we've also got Cheon Kim, Amber Glenn, Rion Sumiyoshi, Wakabe Higuchi, and Nina Pinzarone. So this is going to be a really stacked competition. If you are going to go to France, that will be quite an exciting women's event. Then fourth is the NHK Trophy. So again, I think Kaori Sakamoto is very likely to take the gold here. In terms of other medalists, I think Monet Chiba could be up there, as could Yelim Kim and Heian Lee. Again, it depends on her condition, but Alyssa Liu could challenge for a medal, as could Nina Petrikina, and I wouldn't count out Ekaterina Kurakova either. Just like the Grand Prix de France, I think the Finlandia Trophy is again quite a stacked field. My main contenders for the podium at the moment would be Luna Hendricks, Mai Mihara, and Isabola Vito, but I also think that Rino Matsuike, Young Yu, and Hana Yoshida could also challenge for medals, as could Nina Petrikina and even Lindsay Thorngreen. I am aware that I've basically just named everyone at the moment that they've got there as a potential medal contender, but I think that shows just how good or how close and competitive the women's field is at the moment. And then the final event is the Cup of China. So looking at the entries that we have at the moment, I would say potential podium could be Anastasia Gubanova, Rinka Watanabe, and Cheon Kim. But Morning Chiba could medal, Rion Sumiyoshi could medal. Depending on how they're doing that day, Kimi Rapond or Amber Glenn could medal as well. So I wouldn't want to count any of them out. So on to the pairs event now. For Skate America, I think the favourites going in are Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara from Japan. In terms of other medals, I think it would likely be a battle between Anastasia Metelkina and Luka Berulava, and Maria Pavlova and Alexei Svitchenko. I really hope I've pronounced his name correctly. For Skate Canada, I think the reigning world champions Stellato Dudek and Deschamps will be the favourites going in, but I also wouldn't count out Annika Hocker and Robert Kunkel, Lucrezia Beccari and Matteo Guarise, even potentially the Netherlands skaters and the Australian skaters. For the Grand Prix de France, honestly quite a lot of the skaters named at the moment could medal. If I had to guess now, I would probably say Hasse or Volodin, Conti and Machi, and Giladi and Ambrosini, but I wouldn't want to count out any of them. Again, for the NHK trophy, I think Miura and Kihara will be the favourites going in. For other medals, I think Hocker and Kunkel could challenge, as could Beccari and Guarise, and also Metelkina and Berulava. I would also like to see Cam and O'Shea do quite well because I really liked their programs last season. For the Finlandia trophy, like Skate Canada, I think Stellato Dudek and Deschamps will be the favourites going in. For other medals, I think Giladi and Ambrosini could challenge, as could Pavlova and Svitochenko, or Gulabeva and Giotopoulos more. And then for the Cup of China, again, I'm not so sure about a clear favourite going into this. I would say potentially Hasse and Volodin again, or Conti and Machi. Pereira or Michaud could medal. I mean, it is quite an open field at the moment, so a Cup of China pairs event is going to be exciting, I think. And then finally, we have the ice dance competition. So for Skate America, I think the favourites going in will be Madison Chock and Evan Bates. I think potentially other medalists could be Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson, Lawrence Fournier Beaudry and Nicola Sorensen, potentially also Olivia Smart and Tim Dieck. I think it depends on how well all of these skaters get going because this is the first Grand Prix event. For Skate Canada, I think Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier are likely to be gold medalists. At this stage, I would say that I think Marjorie Lahoy and Zachary Laha could get silver. And at this point for bronze, I would probably say either Natalie Tashlarova and Philippe Tasha or Evgenia Loporeva and Jeffrey Brizard. For the Grand Prix de France, Evgenia and Jeffrey have back-to-back competitions, so I feel a bit sorry for them. They could medal, though, depending on what their condition is. I think the favourites going into the Grand Prix de France will be Charlene Guinard and Marco Fabri. I think some other medalists could be Alison Reed and Saulis Ambrolivicius. Potentially the Mrazkova siblings. We'll see how they do. For the NHK trophy, I am very much looking forward to the two Japanese ice dance teams because I really like both of them. I think in terms of medals, Madison Chock and Evan Bates will probably be the favourites going in again. In terms of other medals, Alison Reed and Saulis Ambrolivicius could challenge, as could Forno, Beaudry and Sorensen, potentially Carrera and Ponomarenko, maybe even Green and Parsons, so it will be quite exciting. For the Finlandia trophy, I think Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier have the best chance at winning. I think for other medals, Fear and Gibson could challenge, the Tashler siblings could challenge. I think potentially Turkla and Vesluis from Finland could also challenge. They usually do quite well at home events. I would love to see Lim and Kwan win a medal if they could. And then for the last event, the Cup of China, I think Charlene Guinard and Marco Fabri are most likely to take gold. In terms of silver, I think at this stage I would say Marjorie Lahoy and Zachary Laha, and then potentially Smart and Dieck, Turkala Vesluis, maybe even Davis Smolkin for a medal. I guess we'll see. Obviously, all of my predictions are only based on the information that we have currently. The host countries will have to pick their to-be decided skaters. There will also likely be some withdrawals because there always are, and that will change who gets which event and who is competing against who. So I will try and update as much as I can. But yeah, I hope this has been at least somewhat informative. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate all of the support that you give. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, my card is in the description with my links. And if you have a topic about skating that you would like me to cover, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comments or message me and I will see what I can do. Thank you so much for watching the video and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!